In a few pages, this Audubon 362-page document listed 3 pages of their strategic plan. This was such a bold move. I don't think I would have ever done this. I would have sealed it away in a safety deposit box. Let me read to you some of these items. The goal of bringing back the understory vegetation. With the exception of a vocal minority of hunters, there is a broad consensus that deer densities in Pennsylvania are too high from an ecosystem perspective. Enhanced DMAP regulations that allow more liberal harvests of antlerless deer on state forest lands. A legislative fiat whereby administration and control of deer hunting regulations on district forests are transferred from the Game Commission to DCNR. Merger of the Game Commission with DCNR in a combined natural resource agency resulting in oversight of hunting regulations by a more balanced representation of natural resource interests. Number 6, adopting a program of managing deer from an ecosystem perspective would provide both advantages and challenge for the Game Commission. Ecosystem considerations would lead to the conclusion that deer densities in some parts of the state should be reduced below levels that would be set solely by considerations of deer health and condition. This would require targets even lower than those the Game Commission has been unable to reach in the past. With the reorganization in 1999 of the Wildlife Management Bureau, with Dr. Gary Alt named chief of the newly formed Deer Management Section, and the support of agency policymakers, the Game Commission is poised to pursue a more aggressive deer management program that in theory can effectively reduce deer densities in many parts of Pennsylvania. Its success depends critically on whether the changes are formalized in a way that enables them to last through the turnover of personnel on the staff and Board of Commissioners. The management of deer is a service provided to all citizens of Pennsylvania, yet the Game Commission is currently funded primarily by license dollars and timber harvest revenues from game lands. Neither source is predicted to be sustainable in the long term. A more stable and equitable funding base is required if the Game Commission is to meet broader conservation goals. Of all the new measures initiated in recent years by the Game Commission, the most intricate is DMAP, which shifts some responsibilities away from the Game Commission to choosing deer densities. The Game Commission gives mixed messages about the need for ecosystem considerations. This reflects a mix of internal stakeholders with differing views and is evidence of an ongoing debate within the staff and the Board of Commissioners about the future of the agency. Look at this one. Although the PGC staff is strong in the areas of deer biology and in implementing and enforcing regulations to make hunting safe, the current staff has limited expertise in the field of general ecology. What an insult to the Game Commission staff. At present, DCNR cannot fully implement ecosystem management on its lands because it does not have the necessary authority to manage deer populations in state forests and state parks. The statewide survey of randomly selected Pennsylvania households conducted in December 2003 indicated that 75% of respondents were in favor of combining the Game Commission, the Fish Commission, and DCNR into a single agency. I'll bet that was quite a biased report, survey. Nonetheless, the 3 agencies are on record in opposition to such a merger, and in any case, achieving a change of this magnitude would require an improbably large expenditure of political capital. Where did we hear that before? Political capital, that's from the Nature Conservancy, and reducing the deer population there. The legislative facilitator, from my standpoint, is Representative David Ludansky. So what is really going on? We have 2 management philosophies that are at stake here. The first is maximum sustained yield. I described that to you. Here you can read it. Maximum sustained yield is the production of deer and other game animals, timber and forest products. It balances wildlife population densities with the ability of habitat to sustain and maximize production over a long period of time. The important thing here in there is it is not designed to strip the land, to rape the land. It sustains a large number, an optimum number of deer or other wildlife species over a long period of time. It was what the Game Commission very scientifically employed for probably 50 years. The other philosophy, the other agenda is this: ecosystem management. To create a forest ecosystem rich in understory herbaceous plants and non-game wildlife. It targets deer and uses the Game Commission and Sportsmen, especially Deer Map, to accomplish their goal. That is what is going on right now. There are problems with this. One problem is that as the deer population dwindles, so do sportsmen. And you know that's been happening, especially in the younger ranks. As that happens, the Game Commission will gain less money. It'll become insolvent. And as Audubon is hoping for here, it will eventually roll over, be merged into DCNR. Once that happens, there is no recourse. You will be forced to follow DCNR's rules as far as deer management is concerned. I view that as coming within the very near future if something is not done. The other thing is our Second Amendment rights. If the sportsmen fall by the ranks, they are the ones that stand in the way of opposition to our Second Amendment rights. That's in great jeopardy, I believe, right now. I will say that this particular plan, science has nothing to do with it. The Game Commission intimidates you by saying that they are based on sound science. It is only soundly scientific if you subscribe to the ecosystem management philosophy. If you don't, then there is no science to it whatsoever, and there is full science and maximum sustained yield.